Hi folks, Joblot Comics here, having a look at an old forgotten DC comic book. This is a kind of unusual one. It's issue 1 of Dynamic Classics from around about 1976. Look at that trade dress. And of course, Dynamic Classics is DC. And we're looking at a 44-page issue number 1 of this Batman book. Why have you never heard of it? Because it didn't really do anything. There's Manhunter up there in the top corner as well. You can see my video on Manhunter elsewhere in the playlist. And there's the cover. What was the secret of the waiting graves? This is why do they call it classics? Because this is a reprint book. It's a reprint of an old Neal Adams story, Secret of the Waiting Graves, which is reprinted here. So I'm not sure what DC were thinking here. Probably it was along the lines of, well, you know, Marvel have been reprinting a lot of their stuff, and why won't we do it? And they have never really done a sort of reprint, a regular ongoing reprint series with Batman in it. So they probably figured that this would be a no-brainer. And they started with a classic. We've got Denny O'Neil doing the story. We've got Neal Adams, of course, on the artwork, and the artwork is just beautiful. Of course, it's nothing that you wouldn't expect from Neal Adams. And it's got the usual sort of Denny O'Neil gothic take on Batman that would help propel the series away from the silliness of the Silver Age into the darkness of the Bronze Age. And the good thing about it is that if you buy the original of this comic, it's really quite expensive, but you can get a copy of Dynamic Classics number 1 really, really cheap. So it means you've got an issue 1 of a Batman story from the 70s. It means that you've got a Neal Adams Batman story as well, and you've not had to pay an awful lot of money for it. If you go on eBay, you can get these really, really cheap. You can buy it now for around about $10, and if you are lucky, you'll get one that's just that's up for auction, and you can get it like half that, if that. So it's really worth a while if you're a huge Batman fan, and especially if you're a huge Neal Adams fan, to go out and get hold of one of these copies of Dynamic Classics number 1. Now, the sad thing was, this title just didn't go anywhere. I don't even think there was an issue 2. Why? I've got no idea. Probably it never sold well, and they probably thought maybe it wasn't worth publishing it anymore. But it's so strange. If they were to do a run of comics like this now, Dynamic Classics, I bet the sales would be an awful lot better. And then, this is the Manhunter series with Archie Goodwin and Walt Simonson. And this used to appear in the back pages of Detective Comics. And it's another absolute belter. I literally have got no idea why this comic book was cancelled. I probably should have done a bit of research on it. But you know, life should always have a little bit of mystery. It's not as much fun when we just know everything. And I imagine it was just sales. This was around about the time of the DC explosion that led to the eventual DC implosion. So maybe it just wasn't viable. However, nowadays, grab one. If you see this, especially if you're a Batman Neal Adams fan, you got to get it. Pick this book up and enjoy that fabulous Neal Adams artwork at a relatively cheap price. And you get an issue 1 of a Batman comic. What could go wrong? Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, why don't you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, and I'll see you all on the next one.